Ecosystem, co-hosted by me and Horsefacts. And then this week we have a special guest today, DB from Intori, and going to show the Intori mini app and talk over some other mini apps and news in the ecosystem. So maybe Horsefacts, you want to kick it off?
Sure. Yeah. A few exciting news items this week. Thing number one, super excited about, is a new version of the top mini apps algo. Tony's been working on this for a few days and shipped it live. It's been out for, I think, a day or two now. And it has a few really exciting new key components. One thing is that momentum is much more highly weighted in this algorithm. So if your app is growing hourly, daily, weekly, it will be much more likely to be surfaced within this algorithm. We heard a lot of feedback from folks that this initial version of the algorithm was kind of stale, right? And so you'd see the same apps in there in the top 10 week to week to week to week. So it wasn't really a trending algorithm. It was kind of stale and old and boring. So now if your app is getting a lot of usage as measured by opens and transactions every day, this is much more dynamic. So you'll have a shot to show. And yeah, folks who have seen it, I think, have already noticed that it's a much more dynamic, much more motion on the leaderboard. Yeah, separately, the other big change here is that the previous algo, just because it was the first one we had shipped, was tied to the leaderboard rewards, to that algorithm. And that has some downsides, including that certain apps are missed because if we can't pay rewards payments to people in certain jurisdictions or places in the world, they were excluded from the trending algorithm. So we fixed that. It's now open to everyone, and what shows on trending is open to everyone and independent of the way that rewards work. So yeah, I think it's great. I think it's much more dynamic. I don't know if either of you have noticed this yet.
Better. Yeah. Like it's like you can see what's actually like really popular in the moment. Like Intori, I think, is number 4 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to chime in and say we definitely noticed because we had a lot of attention this week. We made it to the top 3, I believe. We've been consistently around upper 20s, around 30. And like you said, it's been a lot of the same apps up there. So now seeing that we gain momentum, we've shot up in the trending. It makes complete sense, and it's working.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I would say, like, while we're on the topic, like, just one, like, kind of, leaderboard myth busting. Like, I do see a lot of apps who are like, excited, and I get it, right? Like, you want to see yourself on the leaderboards. It's fun. It's this fun game. You get status from being up there, and it's awesome to show your friends and family, right? You're number one on the leaderboard. But also the main way that apps get distributed in feed is still definitely like the embeds and the sharing in feed, right? And so if you're bootstrapping your way, you have much more of a shot now, right, to get up on the leaderboard. But also the flip side of more momentum and more dynamism in this is that, like, if you don't sustain the attention, your rank will drop back down, right? So
good point.
Like, encourage folks also to focus on making sure that the two things there are like having really good embed images, right, and like encouraging people to share them back in feed as you're building your app will drive your shot at getting on here and being discovered here. But yes, it's much more dynamic, and hope to continue improving on this. And as we add categories and other metadata and things, have many more leaderboards for people to show.
Yeah. Do you have any more insights on that yet? I'm interested.
Hopefully coming soon. We have, what I would say is, like, there's a lot of metadata that we've added to the manifest. Actually, that'll be a good segue to the next thing on here. But a lot of metadata that we've added there. And so the more of that you add to your app, the more likely we are going to be able to surface it and scrape it and show it. So especially Coinbase Wallet, as well as we have other apps that are showing and embedding mini apps. Like, the main way to get featured in Coinbase Wallet is to ensure that you have good metadata, specifically a category. So yeah, go add that stuff to your app if you haven't. And
they require a category too, so
Yep. Anyways, yeah, this is super exciting. I hope folks are excited to see their icons and their apps in here. And yeah, has already been. We've seen a few brand new apps shoot up to the top of this in the last few days. As well, we have developer analytics. So if you go into your developer's profile page here, you can now also see this time series history of your trending rank and some more information there. So more useful tools on the analytics side for developers. Okay, item 2, speaking of manifests. So we have this new tool, which we're calling hosted manifests. Yeah, we've heard from people that this is a big pain point for developers. We have this manifest file, which is kind of all the metadata about your app. The tricky part about building a decentralized app store, kind of like we have, right, is this discovery problem, right? there is actually no central party where you can just go and post the metadata about your app, right? So we're using this method where every app hosts this file, and every client that wants to show many apps knows where to go find that file from this sort of specific location where you put the file on your server, and it has all this data. And that can be a little bit tricky, right? Like it's a lot easier to just post the file to the App Store and be done with it. And of course, there's just a lot of metadata in that file, right? Lots of different things you can add in there, and it can be valid or invalid in various tricky ways. So we've heard from a lot of people this is a big pain point of app development, is like getting this manifest right, making sure it's valid, it's cryptographically signed, so generating that signature, you have to use your phone. Just a lot of pain points in that. I don't know if you went through that, DB.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So what we've created here is this new tool, which we're calling Hosted Manifests. And the idea here, it's really clever. So credit to Daniel, who built this out, and Tony, who did some thinking on how to design this. But the idea is that you just set up a redirect from your app to ours, and we will host your manifest for you. And the nice property of that is that if you still want to self-host it, you can. If you want to try hosted manifests and want to eject back to self-hosting your manifest, you totally can. We still get this nice property where it's all decentralized and distributed, and it's just a file on a server somewhere. But if you want to host it with us, you set up a redirect that points to our server. So we have a tool, a really nice web-based builder in the dev tools now that lets you generate and build your manifest, and then you can host it on our site. You don't need to deploy to update it. We'll automatically handle all the cache and validation and stuff that are some of the pain points of like hosting this yourself. And you'll be able to automatically validate it in our tool. Yeah, as well as signing it. So yeah, you can now, because we've added web sign-in and auth addresses, you can now sign this manifest from your web wallet, which means you don't need to push to your phone to go do this. So nice. 3 big pain points of like managing these things have been fixed with this. So yeah, go check this out. Thing number 3, just a minor PSA, but we're changing the mini app sign-in defaults. So we've had web sign-in has been out, quick auth has been out. We've talked about this, I don't know, last 4 or 5 weeks in these check-ins, but this has been live now. It's been really widely adopted, thanks to everyone who has done this so far. But in 2 weeks from today, which will be right before the July 4th holiday, we're going to switch the defaults in the mini app SDK to accept sign-in with auth address. So this like kind of sounds like a bigger change than it probably is. It should really only impact you if you have an existing app, and only when you choose to update to the next version of the SDK. So if you're not ready to update, go pin your dependencies right now. Most apps so far have already updated, Intori included. So probably doesn't affect you, but PSA, check this out. Go take a look at the docs. Make sure you're ready for this. And 2 weeks from now, if you update your app and you have not updated your backend to support auth address login, you may be impacted by this. The fix will be simple. You'll just have to go upgrade your dependencies. But yeah, we're going to change this. So going forward, new apps will have this by default, and kind of everyone will be using web-based sign-in. So yeah, appreciate everyone who's updated so far, and like this kind of long process of bringing the ecosystem through this big new change. But yeah, I've noticed, I don't know if you two have noticed, I've noticed in the past few weeks, like far fewer pop-ups pushed to my phone to sign in, which is awesome.
Way better experience, yeah. Because like sometimes I really do drop off. It's like my phone's in another room, and like I will check out the mini app later. So this is a much better process, and we just gotta get everyone through the flow.
Yep, we'll get there.
Totally agree. Same experience from a user side and then also builder side. We've been looking at auth a lot because we're obviously trying to be compatible with Coinbase Wallet and have run into some issues, but it feels like it's all starting to sync up.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, and yeah, last thing I had is just a community post here from the Arbitrum DAO forums. But I thought this was great. This was this write-up on mini apps, different mini app ecosystems, World, Farcaster, Coinbase wallets. Really nice write-up of what mini apps are, why we should take them seriously. Right? This is targeted at folks in the Arbitrum DAO, getting Arbitrum builders excited to come explore the ecosystem and build mini apps. But just wanted to call this out and share this. It's a great write-up summary of the ecosystem. We support Arbitrum, and we're interested in engaging folks who are building on Arbitrum. So if you're building an app, reach out to us. We're happy to hear what you're building and support you in building one. Go check this out.
Nice. Can I chime in with a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I ask is because several months ago, I tried to do 1-a-day write-ups on mini apps, and we quickly had more and more being created, so it's hard to keep up. What is the quantity right now of amount of mini apps out there? Do you know?
I mean,
Or
it depends
range?
on like how you're like classifying, because there's also longer tail that are like kind of more hackathon style projects. But I mean, like around 1,000, maybe, like in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are thousands,
Yeah,
yeah, on the order of thousands, and then probably hundreds that are really active, like day to day. But yeah, and it's cool. There's a long tail. They're just websites, right? So there's a long tail of tiny, small apps that people build
Yeah.
for one-off purposes or things like that. Yeah.
Oh, you can find new ones every day. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Totally.
Can't even keep up now. It's
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. My my page here is getting insane, and it's just the ones I've added.
Nice.
So yeah. Cool. Should we go look at Intori? You want to take us through your app, DP? Great.
Sure. Let me share my screen real quick.
And then I'd also love to know, like, Intori, like what the name means. Does it mean anything?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Is this
Nice.
up? Can you see it?
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, so quick rundown on Intori and what it is. Actually, Intori means inter-origins. So what we've been doing for several years is looking at identity in the space and crypto using blockchain and really just empowering people to use their data. We've heard that mission across the board, a lot of different projects and people talking about it, even as the internet as a whole. And we're trying to do it in a way where we start to gather that data in a way that's playful and that you feel like you control it, and then eventually give you the opportunity to do something with it. So the inner origins part of this is we're bringing people together based on common interests. So what we've been saying now about the app is use Intori to meet people. But really, it goes far beyond a mini app. It's a pretty robust app, and there's a lot you can do in it. Just a quick explainer, you can go into the app and meet people. So we have a method there of introducing you to some people that you're not friends with yet. Also, you can start to gather insights about yourself. So different information based on the questions you answer. And then also, you don't even have to do either of those. You could just have your friends list and keep up with some things in the feed that you don't see on Farcaster currently, such as when people are meeting each other, or if someone wants to send a gift to somebody, an interaction. So yeah, so let me go through it real quick. This is what you see when you open up the app. Basically, it's a little game. You answer 5 questions about yourself. I can run through it for myself really quick. Take trip photos. Do I share? I keep most of those private. Preferred cheese type. Okay, cheddar. So you'll see it's a wide range of questions, which makes it pretty fun. And then up here at the top, you'll see that if I'm answering specific questions that are part of a topic, then you start to get deeper and deeper into topics, which is where it gets really interesting. So I've answered other questions previously that have unlocked that I'm a sports fan. So now I can answer questions like this. Athlete follow on social media. I really only use Farcaster and X, and I don't really do that. So I'll say none. Favorite code language. Let's go with, oh, this is a tough one. Where do we go here?
I go Python, but yeah.
Well, I'll take that for you. Techie, and then rest day. Do I ever rest? No. All right, so I've answered my 5 questions. Oh, here we go. This is cool to see. I've been playing around with the app, and a new feature that we just added is the day pass. So here I can explain the feature is previously you could do unlimited activity. So some people would come in here and have over 1,300 questions that they've answered, have sent over 1,300 gifts, and have met hundreds of people. But what we're not trying to do is have people come in within a day or two and do that. So we're reducing it down so that your interactions are more intentional. So the people that you're meeting, you're clicking into their profiles, you're going to their Farcaster pages, you're sending them messages. That's what we're really trying to do. So we're rate limiting that so that you're able to do a certain amount of that each day. So I've already done some. So here you go. I haven't tested this out yet, so we'll see if it works. I'm going to pay some tokens, some Into tokens, to be able to have unlimited access for the next 24 hours on the app. So there you go. I got a day pass, and it seems to have worked. So now you can look at the top of the app. I have a day pass for the next 23 hours, and now I have unlimited access. So that's a really cool thing. So what happened after I answered the questions? I answered some things about myself, and it gave me some people to meet. So it just right now we are using actually some basic ML. So we're having some vectors where we're taking the information of specific topics and trying to match you as best we can with other people. One thing to note is whenever you first get into the app, we're not scraping any data from Farcaster. So you're starting fresh. We're basically taking your spam score, which is the best method that we have that is being done by other parties, Nanar and others, to try and assign a number to each user. So you're going to be in a range of people with the same spam score at first. But then as you answer more and more questions, then the vectors start to come into play. So just to go here, I can click on some different people. I can look at some of the answers that they have. We're not a friend yet, so I can only see 3. If we were friends, I can see all of their insights, which is really cool. I like EDM also, so I can like it, and they can get that engagement. I can go view their Farcaster page here. Yeah, so there's a lot you could do there. But next is gifting. So a lot of people ask, okay, what are gifts? What's the whole point? There's a lot of intention to the gifts. It's kind of like something that stems from an act of kindness, because people like to give gifts. People like to, in crypto, like to receive things also. So you are going to get something. And in that package, whenever you open it, you get to view the profile of the person that sends it. So that's an introduction, but you also get some tokens. So right now you do get some Intu tokens each time you open up a gift. And then that gives a little playful back and forth. But we're not doing this in a way where, like other social platforms, where you just simply follow somebody and you don't know that you've been followed by someone. They then may send you a message, but since you're not engaging, you're never going to see that message or response. It's kind of a dead end. But here, if you're getting a gift that you're going to open because you want to see what it is, you can see who sent it, and you immediately learn some information about that person. You're far more likely to send a gift back, send a friend request, or at least remember something about that person if they pop back up again. So that's really what we're trying to do with the meeting element. So I have sent off my gifts. I can meet more people and get more people to meet, or I can go and let's see what the gifts look like. So we've been busy and I've gotten a lot of gifts over the past 24 hours, but you'll have a couple gifts here. And this is the fun part where you can click in to see what's going on. So, okay, I have gotten a gift from this account. I can click the profile to go to Farcaster and see. They also sent me a friend request. I could do that, or I can engage with their insights here. And you just scroll through, and on mobile, it's pretty cool. You can swipe. So that's what gifts look like. And then another cool thing that I like to talk about is the home feed we added recently. So this is where you can ignore the meeting people part and simply invite in your mutual follows on Farcaster and engage with each other here, because you're only going to see your friends on this feed. You're going to see 3 things. If they go into our app and boost an insight, that's another feature I could show you, but it's basically you pay to get more attention for 24 hours. So you'll see that in here if any of your friends have boosted something. So here's, for example, this person wants us to see that they like Orlando Magic. I do know this person personally, and we talked about plants and trying to get some more attention to like the plants community and the channel. And here we go. They like house plants, and I also know they play golf. So they've funneled down into a more specific grouping for the golf category, so I can know what kind of club they like to use. So yeah, so here's an insight. Someone paid to boost. I'm going to see it in my feed, prioritize, and any of their friends are going to see it. Also, you're going to see if someone sends a special gift. That's another action I could show you if you want to see an example, but it's more than just a gift. It's a guaranteed visibility in the friends feed. It has a lot more tokens inside the gift, has a fun animation, but your friends get to see when each other are sending those special gifts, which is nice. And then also when they meet people. So if someone has become friends and accepted, you could see here. So this is something you can go into every day and just see what your friends are up to, or if they've answered more questions, you can go to their page and learn a lot more about them. So if you, I'm going to stop there to see if you have any questions, because there's a lot more that I could show you, but that's the basic premise. You can go in to meet people, you can play the game and answer questions by yourself. You can also engage and follow up with your friends.
This is awesome. Yeah, I think it's so cool that you're connecting people on Farcaster and like get to learn more about people. And I found it really fun to just answer the questions. Like it's really engaging. So yeah, did a great job there. I guess like yeah, any interesting insights of like how people use this or like ways that people have connected or things that have happened since connecting?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the primary reasons of why we started it in this way is because there is an obvious difficulty of coming to a new social platform, but also coming to Farcaster and meeting people and being visible and just being seen. So I talked about this recently on Jeff Has a Startup Radar podcast, and we talked in depth about he had a red carpet treatment because Ted interacted with him, introduced him to the platform to other people, get tagged, get quick follows by like low FID accounts. But that's not how it is for everybody. So if you are a real person and you want to genuinely engage, then this is a really easy way to go in, answer some questions, and meet people. So to answer your question, yes, I have people reaching out all day, every day saying, I've met all these people, I have all these new followers, like I'm learning more about this stuff. So that's really good. But then also, I think that as we continue to progress, it's going to become so much more valuable to everybody beyond just, I've had some feedback recently, which I get it. They think of this as like a dating app. Like, okay, I'm going to use this to meet people. Maybe I'm not really like into dating or connecting with people. But if you have an application where you're continuously using it to answer questions, that is, it's just a fun way to gather those insights about yourself. What we can do for that and for you going down the road is going to be priceless, because if we're going to a world where you are setting up your own AI agents, or you're connecting to services that have AI agents and you're providing personalization, or you need these services to interact for you and understand data about you, if you have that in an application like Intori, we can already provide that for you. So obviously it's not built out yet, but say you're going to tell an agent to book you a trip, we will know the types of locations you like, the types of hotels, where you sit on a plane. I'm just trying to name off some of the questions that I know of, the food you like, so you can have restaurants nearby, activities, hobbies, everything. Like, you'll have that preference data accessible to you. And there's so much more of what this can become. So I could talk for at length about that, but just stopping here, it's not just a app to meet people. It's about learning about the interests of your friends and yourself and the topics, and what we could do with that is invaluable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, go.
One thing I noticed that I really enjoyed is like I like how it kind of zooms in on your interests, right? Like it starts very broad. And I was trying it out last night, right? And it starts with, where are you? Oh, I'm in North America, and then United States, and then Northeast, and then what state? It can kind of zoom in more closely on specific sub examples. You kind of go deeper, right? The more you engage.
Correct.
I'm curious, like, do you have advice on kind of building that out or engaging? Like one thing is, it's important is that it rewards like coming back and kind of delving in a little bit deeper than just spending 10 minutes clicking through the first few questions.
You're absolutely right. You bring up such a good point. I've come from a background of building in the decentralized identity space, and I get it. People like to be anonymous. They don't want to disclose all this information. So we're not asking you for your social and your name and where you live, but we're giving you that ability. You start in an international level. If you answer that, you can skip any of these questions. But then if you answer it and go to the United States, we go down to the region, then we go down to the state, then we go to nearest city as close as we go. Yeah. And localization is very important if you're trying to interact with people, and we're going to weight that so that you have a better value of the people nearby. But like you said, if you want to answer a question that unlocks a new topic for you, then it can just go way deeper. It can go far beyond just, I like sports. think about how
Right.
deep you can go on that.
Right. It's like, then it's like, do like NBA and then like which team and which, yeah, you kind of,
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's almost like 20 questions. It reminds me a little bit, right?
Right.
Yeah, and actually, like, location is probably a bad example here, right? Because it's very, very specific, right? Like the ones that are really interesting to me are more like personality based or more kind of like interest based, right? Like it's not just zooming in on like pinpointing where you are in the world, but like yeah, more what are you interested in? What do you like? What do you enjoy with film or sports or whatever other interests are. I just did a boost in the background while you were doing that.
Did it work for
My
you?
question here is like if I have some niche interest, right? Like I think one of the ones I saw there was like, what films do you like? And it gave a list of directors, right? And I picked Martin Scorsese, right? So if I have that, how do I use Intori to find people who also share that interest? I'm curious. Can I work
that's a
back
great
from like
point.
my specific thing to the people who are
you're
interested?
right where I'm at right here on this page.
Yeah.
So here's 2 of my boosts. Whenever when you do a boost, it guarantees you to show up in the suggested follows if your vectors are selected. So if it's someone that should be showing up in that qualification, you're going to get that first spot. You're going to get prioritization. So you're going to get those views. And those people are then going to click on your profile, and it's going to be at the top of your profile, and they're going to learn that insight about you. So not only are we showing that to people that are similar to you, but also it's showing that specific insight. And also it's going out to all your friends. So on your home feed, it's going to be seen. And then the last benefit is you can go to your insights page and see how many times it's been viewed. So all your other insights, you don't get that access. So for just one little cost, you get the ability to have some analytics around it, to get the visibility, to know your friends are going to see it. You're going to get the likes that follow after. Like I just boosted surfing the other day because I like to surf. And now it's one of my top insights. So there's a lot there where we're giving you control over, what you want to be seen. And actually the next stage of the app is to spend a lot more time on insights, because we want to get to a point where you can go back in and change it because your preferences change. You can delete an insight. You can add a rating to your insight about this is super important to me or this is not. So then that's going to also feed into the system. So there's a lot that you can do there with insights.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's an awesome solution to like one of the hardest problems we work on every day at Forecaster, which is like bootstrapping the interest graph, right? Building a new social graph from scratch, helping people discover other people to follow and connect with the things that they're interested in, and finding engaging connections that are not just like, I'm also in crypto. I like tokens, although we love that too.
It's honestly one of the hardest challenges, and it expands outside of crypto, social media, everything. It's just, and we're trying our best. And I think that if we can even get close to right, it's going to be super, super valuable, because we're dealing with, like you said, a lot of the users are crypto focused, token focused, wanting to answer questions, wanting to get the token, but we don't want to not allow people onto application because there is a community that will want to engage with each other at that level. But do we want those users, whenever you go to their feed and it's just sharing mini apps, to be shown to someone who's actually coming to Farcaster and trying to post videos and photos and real content? No. So we have to work on that every single day to produce the best application that we can to provide that. And I know that Farcaster is doing the same thing with intros to new users now. They've tried they had that list at first that you would auto follow. They're doing the interest whenever you do sign up. So you're doing it, and you have the spam rating. So it's all happening, and we're just trying to do it at a niche level based on interests and topics.
Cool. Should we look at a few more apps? Do you want to show us? You had one more here, right? Or
yeah, I was gonna show off Buoy as one.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna close this. You still have my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me see here. Mini apps. Is it working? There we go. All right, Buoy. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is one that you guys have talked about yet, but I think I learned about it at not this last FarCon, but before, and met the one person building this. And I think it's great. It helped us a lot over the last several weeks. We recently just did a token drop, and we were trying to curate a list of people that is not just simply, what's in your wallet and things like that. We wanted to find people based on interests and topics. So we used Buoy to do that. It's really cool. You can go into the app here. Let me go into trending. You can pick different things. So obviously I'm going to look for Intori, and you can pull up information about different casts based on searches. But also what I really like about it is that you can go beyond just a simple search. And I've used it a lot to look up by FID, which there may be a different way to go about doing this, but sometimes I only know the FID, and it's kind of hard to find that specific cast for that person. Or obviously you can go in here and go by username. Let's see if that'll work for me. Let me see. Maybe it's not trending.
There might be time constraints on it too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I know that okay, here we go. So anytime that I have talked about apps. So here we are chatting right now. Yeah, so it's really cool. I think that anybody that wants to find something on Farcaster through an advanced search, this is the way to do it. And I think they do have some subscriptions so that you can get upgrades and get a lot more features. And it's just nice to have a different selection of time periods by people, by FID. And I think they even have ways to set up ways to be alerted when different casts go out based on certain buoys that you set up, and have that's really good for businesses and teams like ours, where we're very small teams. We want to have all these capabilities that Farcaster can provide from these different tools, and buoy's just been a great one for us.
Yeah, they're really good. We use them for Bounty Caster. Anytime people are talking about bounties, like it's also a good lead for things of like, oh, these are people interested potentially in what we're building. And so like I do a lot of outreach there, and then just a way of keeping up with like the brand account, like huge fan of them.
Yeah,
me too. I use it to find my old posts a lot because it has very good past indexing that goes beyond what the Farcaster app does. So if you remember something like 2 years ago, I posted a funny meme. It's a great place to go find it.
Yeah, you gotta recast that, but you gotta find it first.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah. So I think that one's pretty cool.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, let me jump on here.
Yeah, thanks for showing us Intori and Buoy.
Hey, I was stoked to come on here and be able to talk about it because it is a little confusing on the surface, and I'm glad that I can talk about some of the different features.
Oh yeah, I learned more too. So
cool.
Cool. So yeah, this next one is World Store that was created by the CrossMint team. I think it's super cool because now you can use a mini app to shop over 1 billion Amazon products. I sound like I'm like part of the Amazon team or something. You can buy all these products, which is super cool because you can do it with crypto, and now just all of a sudden like purchase anything that you would normally on Amazon. So I think it's a great like off ramp mechanism. And so you can see like what's popular searches, all these different items. And so if you go into any of these, or you search, I don't know, Horsefacts.
Search something. Yeah, I bought ramen on here the other night. It was
did you really?
a 36 pack of ramen. Yeah. I guess I don't need more, but yeah, we can look at one here.
Yeah, and so this is great. It literally is just Amazon, and then you can like see all the customer reviews, and then you can just purchase it. So people that are like earning rewards or something, and you want to be able to use your crypto in the real world, you can now buy a 36 pack of ramen or 36 pack of Diet Coke.
Broken ramen.
Yeah. So I think it's just super cool what they've built.
That's awesome. And have you checked to see like the pricing? Is it similar to what you would find on Amazon? Is it exactly the same?
I've never checked the pricing. I don't know if they're earning on the spread or anything, but
that's just crazy.
Yeah, it was close enough when I bought my ramen that that I wasn't surprised by anything. So yeah, and obviously like you don't have Prime in here or whatever, so it's like probably accounts for shipping and stuff. But yeah, it seemed reasonable.
Yeah,
so cool.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. I actually need to go check if it's delivered. I think it was supposed to be delivered today, so I'll keep everyone updated. It may be downstairs right now.
This is like an extension of the Girl Scout cookies that like came when like Frames V1 came out, and everyone was so excited you can now order stuff. Now it's like you can order 1 billion products.
Totally.
So cool.
You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna buy this Celsius. Oh, I'm gonna dox my address. Okay.
No,
All
don't
right.
do it.
I won't do it, but yeah, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, and you get an email to your email address, and yeah, it's great.
Can I go off on a quick tangent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome because something that we've been thinking about for a really long time is wallet aware websites and services. And this is like the whole new world that we could step into now that you have your wallet on Farcaster and apps like this, where like we are focused on the personalization side of how that can change things. But just you're right there in feed with your wallet. You don't have to go anywhere else. It's just awesome.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, now you never have to leave Farcaster.
No, not the goal to keep Farcaster all day and night.
Yeah, look at all these sardine deals.
Oh wow, that's where all your money is going to go towards.
Yeah, and I think they mentioned they're going to add some more features here. I hope we'll get like linking out to a specific product will be really cool. And then if we get referrals on top of that, this would be amazing. Just have products, one click buy right in the feed with crypto.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
super cool. Really, really, really great example of real world commerce and frames. I think anytime you see that, it's super exciting when you see like finally crypto is connected to the real world.
Yep.
All right, item 2. I'm excited about this one.
Oh, super excited. Yeah, so Poolsuite just launched their mini app a couple hours ago. And I mean, I already used Poolsuite before, so this is really cool to now see it in a mini app format where you can I mean, first of all, the aesthetics is just like absolutely awesome and that like nostalgic feel. But you can now play music.
Is that working? I think we shared audio this time. Do you hear that?
Yeah, hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we finally got it. Week 17 of this show, we figured out how to share audio.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Like you can scroll your feed now and have Poolsuite just playing on the side. So like, thank God for
Yeah, totally. I love this. Throw on music in the background and have something playing while you're scrolling the feed or doing whatever. Yeah, I love these. I think we've seen a lot of these, and this is just a great example.
And they built a little share forecast share a little icon. I'm gonna message this to you, but at the top right of the potion,
Sorry, where is this?
Can't hear you with the music.
Oh, you just clicked it.
I can't hear you with the music. Yeah.
So if you click that little.
Oh, we got it. Yeah, share back. Yeah.
It'll pop up with what track it's playing, and so that's a way of sharing on Farcaster. I think it's really neat.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
The only problem is Poolsuite's going to make me want to leave my computer and go to the pool.
It's a good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think you had a couple of yours.
Yes, let's share back.
What's also cool is like Poolsuite shipped really quickly. Like it was in the days timeline, so that was awesome to also see they were able to just like easily convert their web app into a mini app. So yeah, not too difficult. Anyways.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I have a couple here. So yeah, number 1, this is a new app from Say Angel, who's been working on a really fun little background game, which uses AI agents. And I think it's his birthday today as well, so happy birthday. But yeah, we had been talking about this idea for a little while, and he went and shipped it, which is really awesome. So this is a AI agent-based player versus player iterated prisoner's dilemma tournament. And to break that down, the way it works is basically you write an AI prompt for your agent, and then it goes off in the background and plays this game against all the other people's AI agents who have written a simple prompt, and they're playing this very simple prisoner's dilemma, really simple game theory game against each other. But the cool thing here is that rather than writing, sort of programming your strategy in this simulation or in this really simple game, you just write an AI prompt to describe it. So here's an example here, right? Like in this game, you can either choose to cooperate. If both people cooperate, you get the best payoff, or you can choose to defect, which is kind of stabbing the other guy in the back, right? And if you do that, and if you defect and the other guy cooperates, you get a better payout, right? But the goal is to see if we can get people to cooperate to get to the kind of optimal cooperative equilibrium. So yeah, but you can write your prompt here, right? Like to guide your agent. And in the past you would simulate these tournaments by writing Python code or whatever that would encode these rules for your agent to go off and do the simulation. But now you just write your prompt and go do it. So I guess I'll dox my prompt here, but I'm doing, oh look, today's results are out. Cool. All right, and we succeeded. Awesome. We cooperated in every round and succeeded. So this is like the optimal score in this match. So every day you get matched up against someone else. Right. I'll share this back to my feed too, and then run these rounds. And then over time we'll see whose strategy succeeds over time. But here's my prompt. Yeah, you can see this is called the Grim Trigger. So you cooperate as long as your opponent cooperates, and sort of test. But as soon as they defect, then for all future rounds you defect. Oh, cool. And yesterday they defected on the first round, so we just it was all red. But today we successfully both cooperated. So, anyways, this is a super fun game. We are experimenting to see what will happen with this over time, and I think this is the first iteration on what I think could be a really cool model for games in feed. The really cool thing about it is that it just kind of works in the background, right? So you set your prompts and then let this tournament go run in the background, and then every day you get a notification with here's how your agent did in today's tournament. So yeah, this is kind of an MVP, but I think it's a great model for other types of games. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and then item 2, Mesh Mini. Yeah, this is an awesome new events app for Farcaster. Really simple, clean, nicely built into the social feed. But yeah, this is for just creating, hosting, sharing events in feed, built on top of a larger events and ticketing protocol that this team has been working on and building out for a while. Yeah, Gatekeeper. So this new protocol from Scene, which I know folks have been using in the real world for ticketing and events and all kinds of interesting stuff. But yeah, Mesh is a really nice example of kind of taking that larger app and protocol and fitting it into the mini app context and fitting it into the Farcaster social graph and using some of those tools. And I've seen people already using this to create events and share them out on the feed. It's been awesome. So yeah, I'm signed up for a couple here. You can see just browse events, really clean, nice, mobile optimized interface, enhanced with who created it and where it is and when. And it's for both, virtual events that are happening online and things that are happening in the real world. And I believe there's a whole ticketing platform and stuff that's built in on top of this. I'm sure they'll bring more of those features into it over time. Wow. And yeah, really simple to just create an event, upload an image, set these details here from the feed.
Yeah, it looks simple.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try this whenever we do Farcaster AMAs, that's a virtual event. So I'll try to make one.
That's true. Yeah, I wonder if we can do recurring. We should set one up for these. But yeah, anyways, go look. I think this is a great job of appearing in the feed too, as well, right? What you see in the mini app is is just what you're subscribed to, what you've attended in the past, what you've created. But really, this is a good example of where the discoverability of these interesting, cool things that are happening are out there in the embeds on the feed. So I'm sure you'll start spotting these as they circulate and as people start to use this app. But that's kind of, yeah, I think it's just a cool design aspect of mini apps that you have this kind of component that is the embed and these parts of the app that exist outside this little square window, but out there kind of, in the wild on the feed.
Nice. Very cool.
Anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Gonna go have a white monster Americano for the first time. So.
Wow. Yeah, I love these things where it's bridging to the real world and it's making it really easy to discover as well. So super, super nice. I think those were our mini apps.
Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks, DB. And yeah, we'll see everyone next week. Thanks
for having me.
Bye.